Hi, my name is Jasmine. It's the crochetery here, obviously. It's early, my brain's not functioning yet. Kind of slept in a bit on the weekend, which was my own fault. It's currently 7:59 a.m. I did get up at 7:30, but I was scrolling on TikTok for quite a while to wake my brain up. I'm still not fully awake, clearly. So I guess it didn't work. But I have a new day to open. And it's a kind of big one. It seems like there's 3 different balls of yarn in it. And it does say that it is a prompt on it. So I have my laptop up and next to me. So that way I can show you guys what the prompt will look like. Because, like I said, she got a couple different patterns for this. But first, if you haven't seen the other days, I would go watch those first. Or if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, which is just the crochetery with no capitals that time, then you can see the shortened versions of me opening the yarn and then what I used to make the yarn with. And I do have a version of it where I'm showing everything I made in the first week. So if you want a quick version of all of the items so you're not missing anything and you don't want to watch all the YouTube videos or you don't have the time to watch all the YouTube videos, you can go to either the TikTok or the Instagram to see the videos. So you can get the shortened versions. They're only 15, 16 seconds long compared to my videos, which vary in length. So that's always an option for you to see everything, because I will spoil things that I've made previously in my videos. So just as a fair warning, just in case. So this one is a prompt. The last prompt I had was day 1, where she gave me a Baphomet pattern and I had to do it. I guess I had an optional prompt on one of the days as well to make something blueberry themed, and I made a blueberry cow. So I don't know if this is going to be an actual prompt that is one of the patterns that she bought me, or if this is going to be an optional prompt. I'm not gonna know until I open this. So I guess let us see. I'm just kind of sliding my finger along, and this is what it looks like for me. I don't really... They're in a plastic bag. They're in a plastic bag. Okay. Oh. Well, first off, this is Pipsqueak Burnett. Making elephant with elephant gray. So I'm guessing that's what this is called. The color's called elephant gray. It's 3 balls of Burnett Pipsqueak, and I have bought Pipsqueak before, but I've never used it, so I'm a little curious to see how it actually does work up. I'm just going to open this a little just to feel one of these, because it's been a while since I've touched Pipsqueak, and this one definitely feels different than the Pipsqueak that I have, or it's different compared to most fluffy yarns. It's a lot more matted down. As you can see, that's one of the strands. Let me see if I can find the actual strand. It's hard to find it. There we go. So you can see it's not just sort of one singular side like Bunny is. I actually do have it next to me, where you can see Bunny kind of has the yarn fluff going one way down, and then that's really it, so it doesn't look great when you crochet it. This kind of goes all in a round, so I have a feeling it's going to look cuter when it's done. I do think it will look cuter. It's only 100 grams though. That might screw me over. Let me open my ribbler. I do have quite a few elephant patterns, but I don't know which one I'm going to do. Only because it is kind of small, but not really. I'm looking at my computer to try to find the patterns. It is kind of small, but not really. There is quite a decent amount of yarn. Let me just type elephant into my ribbler. Hold on. You can search terms and it'll pull up my elephant pattern. Because I've done this pattern before and I feel like it would be cute. I feel like this is the elephant that she was referencing, because she knows all of my crochet patterns. She sits at marketing tables with me. So I feel like when she saw this and said make an elephant, she was referencing this pattern. So I'm trying to see if I will have enough material in order to do it. Although I don't think it's going to count for fluffy yarn, because fluffy yarn's always a bit funky. And I don't even think she mentions how much yarn she uses. She does not. But that's okay. I always do. I just have to go to my drive. I always take note of the yarnage that I use for a project, and I write it down on a slideshow for future reference, so I can just go back and see how much I needed. It's a pretty good way for me to tell how much yarn to, one, buy in certain scenarios, but two, use up as scrap yarn as well. So I'm just going to pull my computer right here so I'm not looking at it so far off, so I can see if my elephant pattern does work. Okay, so it would be large, 473 grams. I think that's a no. So I will have to find a different elephant pattern than the one I usually use, which is fine. I guess I can do that, which kind of sucks because I think the full flower elephant would have been really cute. But I don't think it's enough pipsqueak, which kind of stinks. This does feel super nice, though, I will say. It is nice. It looks like there's a blanket pattern on the label for free. If you don't know, sometimes on yarn labels it will give you free patterns. I suppose I can show you what that looks like in a rough setting. I'm not going to hold it up too close, but if you read, this is obviously the front of your label, and the back of your label has a pattern on it. There's even a grid on this one to sort of make a pattern, but like I said, I'm not going to show that one off because get the yarn if you want to use the yarn. I guess it's kind of another yarn review. It's size 5 bulky, which is kind of nice. It's polyester. Not what I would take for like a fluffy-ish yarn, which is kind of interesting, but it does look nice. It is holding its shape pretty greatly. I'm a little like, you know. I kind of find it weird that it's called elephant gray, but I guess that's not my jurisdiction. There's my friend's little note. She drew a little elephant down at the bottom. There's nothing else in the bag. There's nothing else in the wrapping paper. So I am going to now have to find a different elephant pattern than the one I usually do, because I don't think this is going to be enough yarn for one. I suppose I could always try it and then like see how far I can get in it. Do I even want to let my hopes up that high? I will. I'll let my hopes up that high. I'll try it and see how far I can get in the pattern. I mean, maybe I can like wing it a little bit. So let me, because it's a size 5. It's not a size 7. It might not be crocheted up as big as I think it's going to be. One could hope. But I will show you guys the picture of the elephant pattern, just in case I do actually get to use it. Can I have that zoomed in, please? No? I can't get it to zoom in on the pattern. Oh, there we go. Picture's gone. Alright, without showing the pattern off, I usually do this one, which is by Cozy Crochet by Tasha. It's got little flowers in the ears, which are super cute. But I also have her woolly mammoth pattern, which is also super cute. I made one, but I don't see it like immediately in the vicinity next to me. So sometimes if I want to do just a regular elephant, I will switch the ears out for the flower ones, for the ones on the woolly mammoth pattern, so then it makes a regular elephant as well. And it's kind of just a nice trade-off for me, because I like getting my bang for my buck, you know? I like getting to make as many variations of something as possible, especially when it's the same base body. So I'm going to attempt to do the flower thing anyways. I mean, maybe it'll work since it seems like a smaller fine knit yarn. But if I come back here saying it was a fail, rest in peace. Okay, so I've temporarily lost the third ball of pipsqueak. I'm kind of in the midst of making my bed right now, so I don't know where the third ball is. It's currently 9:51 p.m. for me, so like I said, I completely used up the entirety of the first ball of pipsqueak. I am about this way into the second one, so like not really. I only made a leg out of it so far, and one ear, and I can't find the third one. Like I said, I was moving my bed around. It was on my bed. I will find it eventually. Did it slip into that gap? No. I will find it eventually. Probably after I've turned the camera off and look for it. But I didn't use much of this. And I did end up having enough for the flower pattern that my friend probably assumed I would do. So this is what it looks like so far. It's pretty small. It's smaller compared to the sizes I usually make out of blanket yarn, which is a little bit surprising because fluffy yarn usually tends to be a bit bigger. But like I said, the strand itself doesn't really look like a fluffy yarn type, so I guess it's true to size and being a 5 bulky. So it turned out a little bit smaller than my elephants usually do. I am missing the legs. I had one of them right here. I crocheted one of them, but I didn't get enough time to sew it yet. So that would be like that, for example, and then there would be one on this side. So if you look at it from this angle, that's kind of what it looks like as a finished product. But I didn't get enough time to finish the legs. I actually went shopping for a few hours earlier, so I didn't have the chance to fully finish it. So sadly, this will have to be finished if I have time tomorrow. If not, the next time that I do have leftover time available, we'll go to fixing the elephant, finishing up its legs. And I do have enough yarn considering this is barely dented, and I have a third untouched ball of pipsqueak, so I can make a second one of these elephants eventually when I do have enough time to do so. But the pipsqueak, though, I kind of like it, I kind of don't. It's hard to crochet with, but in terms of like apparel and look and like feel, it feels nice. It doesn't feel like a fluffy yarn though, but it does look really nice. It sews very easily. It's just hard to find your stitches, which usually is the case with fluffy yarn, but I think with this yarn especially, it's a bit harder to feel where the stitches are, but it's definitely more easy to like crochet through the holes. But if you're just learning, I wouldn't recommend this for learners. I would just use fluffy yarn because it's a little bit harder to sew with, but you can feel the visible stitches in between, and you can feel the rows in doing so, which you can feel the rows on this one too, but finding each and every individual stitch, not so much. So you have to be counting as you're using this religiously. But I still do think this turns out really cute. It's got little flowers in its ears. That's the whole point. And I will say there is a little mix-up for tomorrow. So tomorrow originally is supposed to be this one, which is PPD BLC and PPD BP. I was supposed to do these two, but I'm actually doing a volunteer thing on Wednesday, so I can't do this one tomorrow because my friend said this one's actually shorter, like in time span of me to make, because it is a prompt versus the next days. So she said just switch the two prompts. So tomorrow, instead of that one, we'll be doing PLBMTP. Don't know what that means, but it looks pretty small. Only because I'm going to be there the majority of the day. I'm going to be there from like 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's going to be a huge event. I'm hoping I am using my donated items that I got from the bin and I'm like bringing them there. I will explain more about it afterwards because I'll know more about it afterwards, obviously. But it's being held by a friend of mine, so I'm a little bit excited, and I'm more excited to just finally be able to like donate that entire bin of stuff because I definitely don't need it. But this is what we'll be doing now tomorrow instead of this one, so ignore that, pretend like we didn't see it yet. We'll come back to it this week though, don't worry. But we got a little small one to do tomorrow, so hopefully I have enough time to finish this one throughout the day, finish this elephant, and then come back for a second elephant. Do I think I'll have enough time to do all that? No, probably not. But I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to cut it here a little bit short tonight because I do have to finish making my bed, and I'm a little bit behind on my Instagram post. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's at the Crochetery. I've been posting shortened versions of the videos, like 10-15 seconds, of just showing the yarn being opened and then the after product, so none of the sort of gibberish that I'm doing now. And I'm also just posting final pictures, so if you just want to scroll past my thumbnail and just see the picture, and you don't want to have to worry about watching anything, or even the reels, we don't want to watch those. We just want to see the final product. You can see that over there, so I would recommend going over there if you don't want to watch the full entirety of the videos. But I'll see you guys soon.